Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Monday night, and hopefully you have had a wonderful weekend, and we had a good Monday. I know it's not exactly always the best start for people. Never usually is, especially... But think of it this way, though. Christmas is almost here. Holidays are coming. Have ourselves a really good time. Only 2 weeks away. Only 2 weeks away. But... I've been looking back on my stream here for the past couple months, and I realized, well, ever since Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I haven't really been focused on beating any of the games. Kind of been mainly filler, and of course, you know, that's primarily because of the holiday season. You know, Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up and such. But I did want to try and actually beat one more game before the end of the year, and I had a hard time actually deciding which one I wanted to be. You know, a lot of great options. I could think of in my backlog. But I did pick up this one from Chrono.gg, the stories, The Path of Destinies. And I thought, you know what, this is during the time when Unreal 4 just came out, and thought it'd be fun to give a new game a shot. So let's actually try this out. I heard it was okay. Depends if you actually like anthropomorphic. Trying to actually say that 3 times fast. Anthropomorphic. Still don't think I said that right. Characters. You know, if you enjoy games like Dust, or if you, I'll be honest, like playing those type of characters never really bothered me. Especially since if you played games back during the NES, I mean, for God's sakes, we were playing hedgehogs, bunnies, and all that other all that stuff. Cats. Every single animal under the sun had like some sort of humanoid version. I mean, heck, even if you played Chip and Dale's, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, you're still playing as the Chipmunks. But why don't we jump on into it here and let's check out Destinies. It was actually kind of a dark game, so I'm honestly interested in that aspect as well. Game? Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. Okay. Trying to set up as my controller. Alright, well, let's give this a shot.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Wow, that escalated quickly. Got a very fairy tale presentation. Although I will say, it's like I'm surprised in terms of storytelling didn't focus on protecting the child as the mother's last wish compared to simply dying on the gallows. I will say one other thing I noticed about this game. Load times are really, really long, and this is actually with an SSD. So I don't know why it takes so long, but it does, so expect copious loading times.
The kid was looking down, watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone." "My mother died for this book!" "I promised her I'd protect you." "Oh, damn it." The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him.
Okay, looks like we finally have control. So, let's see here. X that. Can't dash yet. Can I switch swords? No, I cannot. Looks like the only thing I can do, actually, is just attack. Alright, looks like a simple two-swing combo.
The two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Renato said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The ravens cawed and rushed at him.
Ravens are space marines now. And these are the bulkiest ravens I've ever seen. When an enemy is about to attack, forward and... Okay, so attack to counter. Interesting. Ah! That's very quick in terms of reaction. Kind of like a little bit of Hand of Fate, except obviously I had to press a different button for that. It was like a one button instead of...
A dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
I wish I could get a zoom in of Renardo here. Hold X to grab, L to aim, and release to throw. Alrighty. Alright, that's actually kind of fun. Oh, that is nasty, though.
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship Docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels, or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere, and neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Hernada going to get a hero sword?
Wrong sword! That's very nice to know. I have the wrong sword. Can I... Alright.
Ore and wind essence? That sounds about right. I'll need a workshop, though. Perfect.
Okay. Sword... Oh, so this is sword crafting. So that's why they had multiple swords. This is a sword crafting menu. Here you can craft, upgrade, and upgrade powerful magic swords. Gather the required materials from chests. Gather throughout Boreas. The selected sword's current level and power, the selected sword's special power, and the resources needed. Okay.
Hero sword. QED.
Quote error demonstration. How nice. Current level, level 1. Look badass. Level 2 also allows to heal oneself. Okay. So we're not at the gem part yet. Still same combo? Yep, still same combo.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renado's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
Someone was watching someone played a little not Dark Souls, Darksiders.
He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. "How'd you get across?" he asked the kid. "Where'd you find a hook?" "I hopped," said the kid. White-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you! Q, said Renato. Ravens.
Okay. God.
Time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. How had he done it? Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
Interesting. I gotta admit, I'm kind of liking the presentation so far. It's very unique. It's something happened. And smarmy about it too. It enjoys having a little bit of wit, and it's very cynical. Each time you gain a level, you also gain a skill point. Spend your skill points at the altar, scattered throughout the borees. You gain powerful abilities or upgrade existing ones. There are fortitude skills. The more truths you discover, the more tiers you unlock. Here you can find the description of each skill and its unlock requirements. You have a skill point. Go buy the hookshot skill. Okay.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Clicking enemies consume stamina. Okay, so we actually have a stamina bar now. Interesting. Countering an attack now causes damage. Required dash. Interesting. Okay. So now we have a stamina bar. Okay. Simple enough.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kester run in 12 furlongs. Oh, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. "Stop!" he shouted. "I'm not giving you the book!" shouted the kid, and took off. "No! Peter!" But the kid ran for it.
Oh dear.
And a goggler nailed him with its ivy.
Oh. Well. Much for protecting the kid. Oh dear. Well, crap.
The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renato picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Rest in peace, Peter. Damn, ignorance gets you in trouble, though. Did we get anything from... Okay, apples. I was kind of curious. Oh, hello. That actually would be important.
What was the big deal about this book, anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renato yelled back. "Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base! I will spare your life!" it called. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven, a sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time. Unless Reynardo could bring a game changer. Maybe he could. Reynardo had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Reynardo a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Reynardo could only rescue him. Reynardo dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper.
Interesting. So this game is basically based on choices. Build the Sky Ripper, an ancient artifact that defeated the lost gods, would indeed be a game changer that was split into two pieces many years ago. But when it's out of time, Reynardo needed a game changer. You know what? Let's rescue an old friend. We'll start with that.
Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
I'll say, this is really interesting. I do like the narrator. If anything, can we say at least for 2015 and 2016, we've had some really, really good narrators. 2015 had Hand of Fate's narrator. 2016 was Darkest Dungeon's narrator. And now this guy. He sounds pretty good.
Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Get myself a fire essence now. What do these gems do here? Gem socketing. This is a gem socketing menu. Here you can equip powerful gems that will augment both your offensive and defensive capabilities. Your gauntlet has 3 sockets on which you can put gems. Select one of the sockets to see your gems. Interesting. Each gem has 3 levels, and its effect increases with each level. Pick up a gem you already have will automatically upgrade that gem's level. You can find gems in chests scattered throughout the breeze, if you're lucky enough. Interesting. So these are probably all locked. Yes, they are. That's unfortunate. Well, at the very least, though, we can... 30 ore. Okay. Oh, I can actually craft some other swords, too. Firestorm. Okay, so it'll probably take me a while. I guess we can probably... Nope, can't destroy everything. Oh, that's gonna be confusing, what I can actually destroy and what I can't destroy. Alright.
Reynardo wondered what would happen if he jumped. Would he be rescued by an emergency platform?
No. I can't even attack. That's a little weird.
The Ravens had taken the town. Reynardo had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Reynardo hoped the people were just hiding. It was good to practice your moves, thought Reynardo. Keeps you limber.
Alright, it even actually knows what I'm doing. Alright. Really? Alright. I don't think it could do anything, no. Pretty basic, honestly, for a game. But, seems nice. Seems like there's a lot of potential here.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No?
Although being thrust into rebellion you clearly didn't want anything to do with is very unfortunate.
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lupino. Where had the mad rabbit got to? Renato's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
I'm gonna get used to that narrator. See, nope, doesn't let me walk off the edge. All I'm gonna say, if the game wants me, if the game is hiding ores in these boxes, I'm gonna be smashing anything and everything. I'll say that much. There you go, guys with water essence, nice. You know, I do enjoy these games. You know, maybe it's a little too far from the top-down perspective, but you know, like kind of reminds me of games like maybe not too much right now, like Secret of Mana and such. But currently,
Felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
alright, well, so we can only learn one thing.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Huh. Combo True Sword Fu. Attack reflexes. Combat. Interesting. Increase your maximum health. That would be very nice. And run faster. Always nice to see. So that okay, that uses one stamina. So definitely my interest to increase my stamina. Oh, they regained their health. Not a fan of not knowing where they are. So far, though. Pretty fundamental combat.
Danced around the room yelling, oh yeah, that's how we do it. It was something he liked to do, but only after he'd killed all the witnesses.
That's very interesting. Oh well, we all have our own secrets. Oh. Let's see if we can get to our friend. Let me guess. Wrong sword. Huh, I wonder what kind of sword I'll need for that. Wow, we're actually gonna have to replay levels, it looks like. Do I have enough? No, I don't, actually.
Renato had learned so much. It was time to turn it into something he could use.
Indeed. So now we will learn countering attack now causes damage. Slow down time after a successful counter until your next action. Take a breather and plan your next move. Attack immediately when the previous strike hits. Land a perfect strike. I could just increase my health or increase my movement speed. Let's go for the combo.
Missed his old skills. He welcomed them back like it was at a reunion.
guess that must be just when I'm in combat. Oh. Not turning anything away. Lapido!
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, see, this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Oh, well... Pay a call on Zenobia. I can kidnap her, try and kidnap the Emperor's daughter. Or I can try and get the ship. Interesting. Well, if there's anything I've learned from all the, what is it, simulator games, and when there's going to be eventual failure, you might as well just pick every single first option, and then work from there. You will eventually find what the right option is and where the story is. So, let's go with Lapino's plan.
Zenobia wasn't just the Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd been Renato's best friend in Swordfu school. And you're still mad for her, the rabbit reminded him. They'd been close. She'd told him things no one else knew. But she never told him who she really was. She knows all the Emperor's plans, chuckled the master spy. She won't give them up easily. She'll tell the interrogators, all right, said Lapino. Taking her would change the game, all right.
I wonder how long this game actually takes to complete. Or at least get the actual ending, because it definitely seems like they're gonna have you replay through the stages, because having to open up the doors with all those swords clearly means you have to replay things.
Zenobia's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty. I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
Well, it's also best to just simply hang on to all your ores and stuff until you actually know what sword you need. I could easily see a person making like, oh, let's make this sword. Ouch. Well, that's disturbing.
Hero War.
Oh, apparently. Nice. Oh, well, that isn't good. Oop. That's a lot of beholders. Alright. Thank goodness I can't see through the wall. That's what I thought. Okay. There's gotta be a weakness. Like that. Okay. Slowly but surely. bit of a risk. Say it was worth it. One more.
These things really slice like ham.
Oh, nope, that was the last one, actually. Oh. Playing a lot of real-time combat games as of late. Aw, I'm actually committed. Is that Lapido?
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lapino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lapino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renato hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renato.
Oh, there are actual choices within choices. You know what? It's the crazy ideas that work.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, said Lapino as he ran to go set up his marvelous plan.
Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous.
A crafting bench. Renato wondered what he could make with it.
Okay. So, I guess that's the Void Blade. Winter Throne. I can upgrade this. Doesn't look like it opens anything, though. I don't really need to heal myself, though. I mean, wouldn't... That also takes Wind Essence. Oh, wait. It doesn't look like that. Definitely doesn't look like this opens a sword here.
Well, they really needed to redecorate anyway.
Can I do anything? Nope. Alright. Oh! Well, they actually can hurt you. Alright, wait, hold on a second. Nope, okay.
Renato felt dubious about the whole plan. With every step, he was waiting for it all to go horribly wrong. But against all odds, Peppino's idiotic plan worked. Zenobia's ravens ran off after the geese, the net dropped, and Renato jumped out of the watermelon and put his sword to Zenobia's throat. Renato, she said, are those new scars? They look good on you. You never returned my velvet jacket. It was my favorite. You look stupid in velvet. Oh, what does an imperial princess know about style? Oh, get a room, you two, said Latino. But the fleet was coming on fast, so they put Zenobia on the Farfarer and took her east over the Nexus. She'd vanished from Swordfu School, from his life, without even saying goodbye, without ever telling him she was the Emperor's adopted daughter. Ah, Lapina was right, Renato thought reluctantly. She knows things. She recognized his look. You're taking me to the interrogators, aren't you? She said, wide-eyed. And then she jumped, with horror. Renato saw Zenobia plummeting. Then he saw the Nexus below them. Cats always land at their feet. Ah, she'll head for the Imperial outpost, yelled Apino. You have to catch her.
See, crazy plans work. Always go for the crazy plans. Gotta say, the new dashboard I'm looking at is actually interesting. They did change
Cats
the
can
Twitch
run
dashboard.
faster, but foxes can run longer. If he ran, he could head her off before she reached her minions at the outpost. Well, he did love a good chase. He wasn't that good. Yet.
Alright, so that's our ship. There we go. Always kind of feels like the movement's a bit stiff. Oh, good. Oh no, I just realized that. Health carries over. That's not good. It's never a good sign when health carries over.
Who needed bridges anyway?
Ooh. Okay. I really hope I went the wrong direction. Damn it, I think I went the right direction. Hang on. Yes, this is one of those games. Yeah, it's a pain, especially later. Hey, how's it going? Castantino. Everyone has these unique names now. Oh, that's just... Wait. Aw, damn it, it's a point of no return thing. Well, bollocks. How you doing? How's your night going? I don't know, so far I'm enjoying it. I do enjoy games that are very, very fundamental and know what they want to be. That's not good. What is going on? Avoid the Warlock's fire spell. It will damage everyone in the area once it explodes. Okay. Good to know. Mine is going alright. Kinda just felt honestly exhausted for most of the day. After I finished work, just got like, no, we're done. We need to go. We need to get more sleep. I was telling myself anyway, the stories game looks interesting. Might pick it up, and you end up streaming it. You know, that's actually the great thing about Twitch. I think that's very underplayed. Is there's so many games, yet it's always the same. It's always the usual suspects, and you know, for good reason. You know, please tell me that actually sent you back. Wow, this game is really all about the point of no return. Picked up free for the PlayStation Network this month. Really enjoyed it. Oh, that's good to know.
He was closing on her. He could smell her fear. He tried not to think about the interrogators at the secret base. What did they do to her? Maybe it didn't have to end that way. Maybe he could talk to her. But, after all, there were worse things the Imperials had done to friends of his.
Ah, poor Peter.
It was a bit windy up here.
Really wish I went the other direction. This is one of those, honestly, this is going to be one of those games where, like, you just always wish you went the other way. Like the Robert Frost poem. Let's see. I know I can upgrade this, but I kind of want to hold out for the other swords, because if I get the other swords first, something tells me I'll have a much easier time.
Things was fun. Renato reached the outpost. The Imperials there were no match for him. Soon after, Zenobia limped up the path. When she realized he was already in front of her, she didn't even try to run. Oh, you left without saying goodbye. Again, he said, please. I'm enjoying this a little too much. She said, shaken. Oh, spare us the chit-chat, would you? Said Lapino as he shackled her hands so she couldn't throw spells. She knows all his plans. All the way back to the Farfarer, Lapino nagged Renato about how the interrogators would pry all the intel out of Zenobia. How that would turn the tides in the imminent battle. All they had to do was take her to the rebel secret base. Renato didn't like to think about what the interrogators would do to her. Couldn't he just talk to her?
This is too cruel. Skip the rebel base. Take it to the rebel base and win the war. No, there's never such a thing as instant gratification in games like these. It never is that simple. That's good, it's actually free on the PlayStation Network. Actually, to remind you of other free games, if you don't mind using Uplay, there is, what is it, Assassin's Creed 3 is actually free right now at the Uplay. But let's see here. What do you think we should do here? I'm honestly leaning more towards, this is too cruel, skip the rebel base. Because I don't think just if it says it's too good to be true, it usually is. Let's actually do that.
As they pulled away from the Nexus, Renato could see the fear in Zenobia's eyes. I can't take it to those creatures at the base, he whispered to Lapino. Ah, you've gone soft. Soft in the head. We captured her for what she knows. I'll take her to the mountains. Tell all the horrible things the Emperor's done. Yeah, believe me, she'll turn. And he turned the wheel. The hell you will, shouted Lapino, and he grabbed the wheel back from him. The two of them wrestled for control of the ship. It shot off like a mad sparrow. Suddenly, Renato was falling.
I know, that's actually probably the best part about this game, is either if you've already played it, it's more of like, I want to see where this person goes, versus, oh, it's like, oh, I haven't played this. You know what? Giving that interactive choice is always nice. Well, I done screwed up.
When he came to, Zenobia was standing over him. Why didn't you take me to the base to be interrogated? She demanded. Do you know what's left of people they interrogate? This is some trick, isn't it? To make me fall for you again. Well, I won't. Oh, go on then. Scurry back to your ravens. I can't stop you. But strangely, she didn't. As Renato set off to find the Farfarer, she followed him, keeping just out of sight of the ravens.
Can I interact with her? Nope, I can just run through her. We don't have enough items to craft a new sword yet. Alright.
What were these poles exactly? Parking meters from the time of the lost gods?
Could use less. Much less. Okay, that's the point of no return. We're learning, not acting on instinct here. Nope, that's an obvious one. There we go. Finally actually get some bonus.
That ought to be enough for a proper sword, he thought.
Not even close. Reminds me a bit of Bastion. You know what? It kind of does with the way the levels are set up. Just kind of float. Most of the stages feel like they're just floating up in midair. Oh, come on. Oh, apparently I didn't have any stamina. That's actually surprising. Oh my god, I am getting my butt whooped.
New powers ready to blossom within him, or something.
Yeah, Bastion, that was a solid game. I had a lot of fun with that. I never actually got to play the other game, though, Transistor. Oh, they definitely give you plenty of health, though. Yeah, I do enjoy the storytelling. It's not often you get storytelling like this. You know, I think it fits well for, like, if you're first studio, like, first starting studio. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. But most of this combat kind of reminds me of, despite being very simplistic, reminds me of Hand of Fate. Because I've been playing a little bit of that lately, as of late, because that was actually one of the games I got to play at the PlayStation Experience. I got to play their sequel.
It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
So, Hero Sword, Ice Sword. Oh. Now all these split paths are actually insane. Just notice where the stamina bars are. Yeah, so I guess you start out with 2. I'm sure we can get more. Alright, well, we're stuck basically choosing only one route. At least to my knowledge. And it's good. Alrighty, anything that gives us more treasure, I'll be happy to take.
They were a lot of shiny, smooth, curved with leather, buckles, and kind of smelled, you know what? Never mind. Yes, there was also ore and other useful stuff. Let's focus on that, shall we?
Okay. The good, the bad, and the grunt.
As Renato stopped to sniff the wind, Zenobia came up, still mad. Did you really think you'd just talk me into betraying my father? Oh yeah, sure, that was exactly my plan. Then why aren't you even talking to me? Because I've never talked you into anything in my life. They're gonna court-martial you for letting me go. He caught a whiff of the Farfarer. Wet rope, tar, and a cask of Scobel ale he'd spilt last year. It was that way.
There we go. I gotta admit, I do like the characters and such. It's nice to see, you know, a lot more anthropomorphic characters take more of a darker side. Or at least it's... no one is morally good or morally evil. It's all morally ambiguous. With something and just effectively taking over. Wow.
Renato's paws were getting numb. Calaveras really didn't want company, did he?
I think honestly the narrator is probably one of the better parts of this game, although I'm surprised they just had him do all the voice acting.
He should have taken Zenobia to the rebel base for real. Maybe she wasn't playing him after all. After the bleak talk about the Emperor's dark secrets, he was regretting his suspicions.
Oh, there you go, finally. See, there is a reward for smashing everything. Oh, point of no return. Wait, what? Out of range? I don't even have an ice sword, do I? I don't have an ice sword, so there's no point in me actually going that way.
Sure enough, the Farfarer had crashed in some rocks. There was no sign of Lapino. Zenobia caught up. All that kid stuff in Swordfu School. Look, that's the past. We're adults now. We have duties to other people. We have destinies. What are you talking about? And you are the most arrogant, slow-witted, light-fingered, mercenary, immoral, reckless. Run away with me, said Renato, and he realized he meant it. "What, just like that?" she demanded. "I will, if you will." So she kissed him. And it was the best kiss he'd ever had. They held hands as they boarded the Farfarer. Renato felt light-hearted, like the winds that were playing the rigging like a balalaika. "But Lupino, I need to get back to Lupino," he said, suddenly realizing he could have been captured. A prisoner. "He's not. How'd you know?" He saw something in her eyes he didn't understand. He fell, didn't he? Into the abyss. She looked away, wouldn't answer. But then a bolt smashed through the Farfarer's keel. The broken ship plummeted out of the clouds.
Well, I guess we're rescuing Lupino anyway. Assuming we survive and not have our neck snap again. I'm surprised I actually didn't get other voice actors. It's like watching
Renato picked himself off the deck. They were alive. "We have to get to my private ship," she said. "Do you trust me?" "I guess I must," he said. "You go on ahead. Clear the path," she said. "I can't kill my own soldiers." He wanted to say that he didn't trust her, but he had no idea what he was getting into. But he had no choice, did he? He was following his heart. That's what it means to be a hero. You had to follow your heart.
Man, it takes a while to get these other swords. I'm trying to play the long game in terms of swords. But apparently I'm playing the short game in terms of love. I've never loved anyone before. Childhood friends and all. Oh great, I'm actually becoming Renardo. No, actually I'm becoming the narrator. And I really do need a new controller. That's what I'm getting for Christmas. I'll get myself a new controller for Christmas. All these extra stuff. They really do want you to replay these stages. Although I do appreciate that it is a very short game, though. Alright, well. I can get 25 health. Movement speed. You know what? Let's just go combat.
He'd always wanted to do that.
Let's just go full combat. Alright. Wow, you actually have to counter both of them. It's just better to dodge out of your way of everything. Oh! I see. That's actually nice. And perfect. Anger management problems. Wait just a minute. I have no such thing. I know, this story is all about me falling. Falling in love, falling off the world, falling off my ship. If I didn't just start this game tonight, I would say I would have named the stream that Falling. Okay. I will say, though, this definitely feels like they used a lot of the basic assets for Unreal 4. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, if I was a new studio...
They look so... breakable.
Oh, thanks. Just... fine. We'll guess this way. Oh, thank goodness, treasure. Oh, it's not a lot of treasure now, is it? Okay. Don't know why those things would light up. Anything? Nope. Oh, there's an ore. I will say it does control well. I do think they could have made the combat system a little bit more interesting. Ah.
Renado had learned so much about... Ooh, what was it again?
Ah, another place with another sword. I feel like this is definitely gonna be one of those games where you just have to go through the story multiple times. Alright. Well, actually we can't go back. This is certainly mutton bashing. Mutton bashing. There you go. Button mashing combat. All right. Does this go anywhere? No, it does not. As we destroy an entire fleet.
He told himself. Don't look down.
Never enough time to wow. Okay. That's surprising. Combat definitely could have been a lot deeper. Because all I'm really doing is button mashing everything. Just lost all my health in one attack. That was 60 health. Okay. Alright, let's dodge cannons then.
They paused to catch their breath. It was strange to be so close to her. What are you thinking? He asked. I'm trying very hard not to think. Me too, he said. Up ahead. He could see the thin silver of Zenobia's personal ship. It looked fast. They would leave all this behind.
It's that moment of carelessness. That's the thing that gets you in trouble. Definitely give you more than enough health. Alright. Oh. Okay, I see what you have to do. That's interesting. Uh-huh. Forget the war, I'm just... Well, the combat isn't bad, it's just basically... The combat's not bad, it's just fun, it's just basic. You know, I mean, for God's sakes, if you go back to a lot of SNES games, I mean, for God's sakes, Secret of Mana's combat was basic. You know, that's still one of my favorite games for the SNES. You know, I think a lot of people will try to make, you know, it's always just trying to find that right middle ground. And that's the biggest issue, honestly. It's just finding that right balance. No, this is not Arkham combat, Castatino. If you want Arkham-style combat, I would actually say, obviously, aside from playing the Arkham games, play Hand of Fate. That actually uses the Arkham City combat down to a T. Oh, okay. Alright, we're finally actually throwing obstacles at me. This doesn't really have a counter system or anything. I'm honestly just pressing X. I could make things a little bit more fantastical by mixing with my grappling hook and such, but I don't feel the need to use my grappling hook and waste my stamina when when you have more of a benefit, just like in Dark Souls, you know, dodging is your best defense in games, not now I'm gonna be using my grappling hook, aren't I? Grab and throw another grunt into him and his shield to be knocked away. Interesting. Okay. I mean, it does a good job at actually making it look that way, though. What? No! Aw, so I can grab him, but...
As they reached her ship, Renato suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach. He was surprised to see a crossbow bolt sticking out of it. I was going to lead the Empire to a secret base, said Lapino. But no, you had to screw up my plan because you still got a thing for her. Renato stared at Zenobia. The kiss, was it real? She said, with a look of indescribable sorrow. She gestured and said an arcane word, and Lapino went flying into the abyss, screaming, "I'm telling your father!" Then she knelt down to cradle his head, and her paws felt very soft and warm. Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Lapino was a traitor. Renato had suspected there was something wrong with the Mad Rabbit. But now he knew there was malice behind his goofiness.
Interesting. Okay, this is where I'm really interested in where you go from. Oh, so now what? Lapino is a traitor. Tier 2 skills unlocked. New location unlocked, the Desert Temple. Oh, so basically the game constantly... Oh, okay, so I do have to go through each part. Okay, so you do play through pretty much everything to actually unlock the final story. Interesting. So now what? Wow, that's a lot of stories. Alright, well, let's continue.
He made bad choices. But now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning.
I was okay with running off.
Parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Skyripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Well, so here's my question now. I'm actually curious, actually considering playing through this again. Because, obviously, all the other stories were different. And now that I know he's a traitor... Huh. Well, do I go back and reveal that I know he's a traitor? Or do I continue on and make a new choice? That's... Because it looks like it's already unlocked. Since I already know he's a traitor. So what's the other options here? Okay, so there's the power, there's the temple, and then there's... Okay. And there's her. Oh man. Alright, well. You can do that or make a new choice. Because there's still a lot of stuff I basically didn't get to do, but... Oh boy. You know what? Let's actually try and build this Skyripper. Let's see how this goes, since this was actually our second choice originally.
Every child knew about the Skyripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
Radiant Historia? What system was that on, Laharl? Speaking of Laharl, I actually finally bought Disgaea for the PC since it actually went on sale. I haven't made the time to play it yet.
As he set foot on the island, Renato couldn't help feeling a bit curious. Was Lapino still waiting to be rescued? No. He was probably drinking champagne with the ravens. Did ravens drink champagne? Did rabbits? Renato felt oddly thirsty, come to think of it. Why had he chosen the Skyripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Skyripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
Yes. Yes, we can. We can stick with it. He got swept under the rug. A lot, let's be honest.
Thought Renato. Please be fresh socks.
Let's be honest with a lot of games, actually, because this is honestly going to be a huge problem the game industry is going to be facing. And I feel bad because, you know, it's the thing the game industry has basically done to itself. And a lot of games this year have been released. Well, 40% of the entire Steam library has been released this year. 40%. That's how many games this year has actually been released. That is massive. That is just insane. I'm surprised I haven't gotten any gems. Oh, finally, I can actually get the Firestorm. Nice.
This burning sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
Hold right trigger to activate magic swords. Swords consume energy while activated. Interesting. I can upgrade that, but I want to save up for the other swords. I get any gems yet? Nope, still locked. But swept on the rug, but it has a similar setup. What story is sort of told through the book and various traces. Gems are the big red chests behind the element doors. Very nice. Thank you very much for letting me know, Casatino. just go with the basic, or just go with Firestorm. Interesting. Wait, hello?
Once you try it, you're hooked.
Okay. Okay, it just took me to the beginning. I do like you can actually make it seamless. With dashing and then attacking. A good touch. Come on.
A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
Okay.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the lost gods, thousands of thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one.
Short wars usually have the highest casualties, unfortunately.
If they didn't want their things broken, they really ought to make them stronger.
Let's see. So now, oh, okay, so now because I revealed the truth, I could actually upgrade these even further. Interesting. Clicking a shield will rip away the shield, leaving him vulnerable. Yes, that is actually going to be that will easily be useful. Dash through enemies. Attack enemies at any distance. Auto activates when reaching a certain combo threshold. Attack time reflexes. Haven't learned that. Oh no, actually I can. Impale your enemy on your sword when you grab him to cause damage. Let's see. Increases maximum stamina. Rank 0 to 2. Interesting. Well.
This was way better than being able to shrink down to the size of an ant. What was that all about anyway?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter what sword I have for this. And hello, what's that off on the side? What? Oh, don't tell me I need the ice sword. I do need the ice sword. I'm already glad I made the right choice. Alright, next combat we'll try this magic sword. Or we could... Or apparently you just press it and it gets used. Oh. That's the stuff I'm actually after. Tables made from the finest ores. Yeah, but a lot of changes actually, you know, since I do moderation stuff, primarily on Twitch. It's always nice. What's this? The truth behind the Sky Ripper is shrouded in a thick fog. I'm surprised this actually isn't being read to me. The most believable tale is that of the Transcendent Emperor has used the Sky Ripper to banish Iblis. Then the TE, whatever TE is, buried the weapon and vanished. Was it a self-imposed exile to rid the world of its last divine presence, or was it the price to pay for using such a tremendous power? Could the Sky Ripper and Iblis have a deeper connection than just a weapon and its victim? My rituals will summon the Iblis Stone. Perhaps I should worry that they will also cause the Sky Ripper to resurface. If that's the case, I should spare no resource to find it. A weapon that can banish a god is an invaluable bargaining chip. Should the old ones decide to double-cross me, it is in their nature to try. But the gods are predictable, and I can rely on that to always be one step ahead. Emperor Insengrim III, Secret Journal. Well, that's valuable to know. It's always the old gods. Why does everyone learn about the old gods? Haven't Hearthstone taught anyone anything? Can't make deals with the old gods. How many people are praying to Hope's End? Alrighty, this is a thing.
Well, the eyes have had it.
Anything else? I do like how cartoony that actually is, and I guess that was a little safe area. Let's try this whole fire thing. Pretty effective. Oh!
Come over here.
Okay, the fire sword's pretty effective. Although I'm curious now, how do you actually get its mana back? Or does it regenerate over time? Oh, hey, nice.
What's there?
Come on, give me a sword, give me a shield. What?
Was that your shield?
Starting to wonder if there's actually a reason to use... No, there probably is a reason to use the old shield. Get the blue pumpkin looking drops from smashing stuff. Okay. That'll actually probably raise up my, Oh, hey, finally. Elemental resistance gem. Oh wait, no, we have to be at a workshop.
That had been his mistake before. Trusting his old friend Lapino, who'd been through so many battles with him and shared so many heartaches, who he'd rescued so many times. What was up with that guy anyway?
Yeah, okay, I noticed I had to get 10 energy from the pumpkins. Alright. What's this here? Hookshot, inflict damage, overall speed. Probably should just look through everything. Stunning dash. Kill any enemy in a single strike. Interesting. Although that's a while. Max stamina, even more stamina. Wow, they really want you to push on stamina. Get more sword magic. Yeah, 4 stamina should be fine for us to go through this game. Up, and here we are.
There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. a core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
No. I usually say just go with the top choice, but nope, we've changed our mind here. Let's actually try and build this armature here.
It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices, and he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
I gotta say, I like this. This is like a fun game. Also, I'd say this is actually a really decent game to stream, because it's very narrative focused, and it also provides a good amount of action as well. And it's consistent. Like, I'll be honest, I haven't had to even worry about actually doing any sort of commentary or anything like that. It's like
sunk in before he was even out of sight of the Farfarer. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? It was the sort of path he'd always avoided. The path of responsibility, of seriousness. Had he grown up? He didn't feel grown up. He'd made this decision from his gut, like he always did. Somehow, he'd impulsively decided to stop being impulsive. Did that make any sense?
yeah, but it does this game does a great job at telling it's like does all the narrating for you. Like in Dark Souls, I basically had to do all the narrating. Providing commentary. And there's always a lot of things to talk about. I mean, today, for goodness sake. Plenty of things happened today. Twitch actually just put in their auto mod system. Let's not jump down yet.
This chest contained blank passports from 15 countries. And something useful.
I do enjoy, like, despite how dark this game is, I have no idea which way I should go now. It's always the torturous part about games. You know what, let's jump down. Since the treasure was actually there, probably would be the best option. Alright, let's go. Hopefully this will just lead to treasure. More treasure? Hopefully more treasure. Nope. Oh, get out my treasure. I mean, what is it? Twitch put in their automod system, so now there's automod. I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan of it.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
And I think the reason why I don't like it is, it does do some good. Like, okay, if someone violates a rule, great, a moderator's actually let known of it. But the problem is, though, I feel of the streamers, I know a lot of people who will... They're effectively streamers, or the people who do the business, and they just want to surround themselves with positivity, or they want to focus on only appearing to be a success. And it's that kind of publicity that basically sets up a streamer to not get any actual meaningful criticism. Of course, there's, terrible things that actually can be told.
Where did that go?
Oh, not dealing with that. I gotta say, I'm surprised, like, just a simple button press from the X button. The game's very responsive. Like, all I like to do is actually point in the direction I want to attack, and you just instantly jump in that direction. It's actually very good.
There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest, the mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
Nope, still nothing. Nope. And I think the reason why I don't like it, like I said, it's because I can see a lot of streamers abusing the auto mod, and yes, it's a tool to be used, but I feel that if you don't get a certain amount of criticism, or people take things the wrong way, it can actually hurt people. Like, you just end up hurting the people who want to watch, because too many people, you know, yes, if you're doing streaming as a career, it's a job, and it is important that you do your job well, and you don't want to get yourself, you know, distracted or hurt from people who are more, how do you say it? Openly hostile, like they're really trying to be hostile, but, you know, for entertainment, being able to actually give the response back, there's very much a difference between... There's very much a difference between someone, you know, giving criticism or joking, or making a good joke, and someone, and it's very easy to take things a wrong way, and for someone to be an entertainer, you have to have, you have to have thick skin. Oh wow, that's, oh, already found the core.
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark art, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. Maybe Lapino wasn't such a good friend. Yeah, that made him feel better. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Interesting. So there is... So effectively there should be a single path that will lead to victory, but because of the amount of stories this game actually has, it seems very unlikely you'll actually find it. But you're there to basically discover the four truths. So your friend, you know your friend is a traitor. I wonder what the eye is for. Like, obviously we're going for this one here at the bottom. Yeah, let's go to the scientists.
Well, of course. If you've just assembled a weapon out of legend that can exile gods from the world, you'd want to have a scientist or two look at it. And even if they disagreed and he had time, he could ask Calaveras himself. Yes, the observatory would be his objective.
I feel like I already made the mistake. That's what this game does. But yeah, I think the automod system can do good, but I feel people are going to just outright abuse it. Or create basically... Or have it set up where you'll basically be banning the very people who are... The very few people, I should remind.
Why had the parts of the Sky Ripper only surfaced now? Thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had dismantled it. The mad Emperor Isengrim had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Was that why these ancient artifacts were rising out of the ground? How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction.
But I feel that basically the automod system could easily be used and be abused, you know, because the very few people who will actually proactively chat, you know, that really does bring the value to your stream. I mean, yes, having a high amount of viewers help, you know, that'll get people to actually want to, you know, actually watch. But there's very much a difference the moment you actually go... The moment you went to the Automod and you have people banning people. And it doesn't help if, like, you know, a lot of people who are streamers, like partner streamers, they have their friends doing the moderation stuff, and they may be your friends, but not all friends are good moderators or have a good sense of judgment. And I feel that's something that a lot of people will make that basic mistake. Like, yes, they are your friend, and it is important that you do treat them as your friend, but it can also be very harmful to simply trust your friend. And I'm honestly, you know what? I should invest in this instant kill.
And better.
So that's the combo threshold. So instead of having a combo of 30, I only need a combo of 30 to have all my stuff come through. Oh! I think if anything, probably one of the best things you could do is go for a stick and move. The instant kill is stupid useful. I figured. I mean, honestly, if you give someone an instant kill move, that just sounds overpowered.
A legendary weapon was exactly what the rebellion needed. They were outnumbered. The once kind emperor had become a tyrant. But his ravens stayed loyal, for he fed them his victims, and the other animals were too frightened to rebel. Renato shuddered at what the emperor was trying to do. To bring back the lost gods, the Black Harvest, the Black Sun? No. He would stop that toad, no matter what the risk.
Anything I could do here? I can. Being kind of sparse on these upgrades. Alright. Yeah, that's why I see the sword foo, like, only get 10 hits. That's a lot easier to get a combo. But then again, you know, because of the truth system, you effectively need to fail to succeed, to get that power, which is kind of funny.
Renato's path was clear. Let the scientists ensure the Sky Ripper was safe to use, bring it to the rebel base, and then assault the Imperial fleet for the win. Hey! Hey, a workbench! He could try out his new bling.
There we go. Can I make a new sword? I can. I can make the Winter Throne. Nice. Only one more sword to make. The Void Blade. Nice. Oh, I am not paying attention. What's going on? What the heck's the switch for? Oh, I see. Ha 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 ha. Alright, there we go. That's actually kind of cool. Right. Only need one.
What else could you hook?
What?
Some people were just liable to explode if you upset them.
Watch out for explosive rays in the hit or thrown. They will explode after a few seconds. Use them to your advantage. Yeah, let's actually get out of there. I actually do like the whole, not the combat rating system, but the, what was I going with this? Very forgetful right now. Oh yeah, I forgot to try that. Okay, so you basically just kind of give yourself an ice aura. Interesting. See, I think a lot of more games can actually do well when they actually focus on doing something, you know, focus on doing one thing really, really well. This is the observatory.
Renato was thrilled. The scientists seemed to think he'd put the Sky Ripper together right. But one toad was worried.
Yeah, Sky Ripper could tear a hole in existence itself. There are invisible strings that tie the universe together. If Sky Ripper cut one, the hole would widen and widen until our whole existence fell into it.
Another toad sighed.
Irving still believes in string theory. At least go see Calaveras.
Yeah, said the worried toad.
He knows more than anyone else has forgotten about the Transcendent Emperor.
If anyone could tell him how to use this weapon safely, it would be Calaveras. It was he who had told Renato how to find it in the first place. But maybe he had to give up on using it as a weapon. Maybe he had to go to the secret rebel base and ask the generals there what he could do with a weapon that he dared not use.
Interesting.